So I said, well, let me go into the Army, and that'll be my way to have things to talk about in comedy.
So your whole purpose behind joining the military was strictly to get material for comedy down the road?
Yeah, it was those two things, right? It was like,
Wow.
because my dad always regretted that he didn't do it, and this is kind of like in the Cold War, and I thought, let me do 4 years in the Army and then come out. I'll be, early 20s and get on the scene. And then so and then I did 4 years, and then I re-upped to go to Korea because I thought that would be kind of cool to go to Korea. I was an Army officer at the time, so I was a first lieutenant, and then I was in Korea for 9/11,
Oh yeah, yeah.
on 9/11, and then we kept getting deployed. We kept going to Iraq, Afghanistan, and so I stayed, kept going to Iraq, Afghanistan, and then at a certain point, when you're in the Army, at a certain point, you're like, okay, I've made a commitment 9 years. Do I want to keep going and get to a retirement? And I was good, I was a good Army officer, and so I kept going, kept getting promoted. I did 20 years, and then I was going to offload at 20 years. I'd get a full retirement, and
Right.
then I got accepted to this big job here in the Pentagon. My first time in DC,
Wow.
working for the Secretary of Defense, Jim Mattis, former
Wow.
Marine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
so I was an aide there. I was like kind of a special assistant, and then from there, I got this kick-ass job in U.S. Central Command, which is the Middle East Command, and that was the very last thing I did. It's in Tampa. In a strange thing, the Middle East Command for the United States is in Tampa, but you travel. For my job, I was 15 days every month in the Middle East, Qatar, Israel, Saudi Arabia. So
Wow.
it's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And during COVID, I watched that. I don't know if you've seen the Comedy Store documentary. It's a four-part documentary
Yeah,
on
Mike
comedy.
Binders, the one Mike Binder did. Yeah, it's an
Exactly.
excellent documentary. Yeah.
And I just started crying, and I started crying, and my daughter was like, "You got to find a way to do this. Like, you're going to have to do this." So I retired from Tampa, and I landed here in DC without exactly a real plan of what I was going to do. We were not. My daughter calls this the saddest midlife crisis ever. She may have a point. Here's how my comedy career is going. Last month, I drove from Washington, D.C. to Western Pennsylvania to do 20 minutes in a Cracker Barrel. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know this. Western Pennsylvania, they pay you in fentanyl, so